What's up, everybody? Pastor Matt checking in with you again. Hey, last video I did on the New King James Journaling the Word Wide Margin Bible, I looked at these cool pens. These are called Mr. Pen Bible pens. Now, I opened them up in that video, but I taped them back up so I could pretend like I'm opening them now. So let me go ahead and pretend that I'm opening these pens again, because what we're going to do here in the next couple of minutes is we're going to actually test these pens out and compare their usage in a series of different Bibles that I already have prepped. So let's start off with, first of all, here the Pitt Minion. This is a classic Cambridge Pitt Minion. This is the one that's been reviewed in many of my previous videos. But today what we're going to do is we're going to open it up to Mark chapter 6, verse 45. And I'm going to go ahead and pull out the, well, we tried the pink already once. Let's go ahead and do the blue. And I'm going to make an underline here in the word immediately. Whoops, I forgot the little wax cap there. Those are nice. Underline the word immediately, and then I'm going to write in the margin the Greek word euthus, which is Mark's favorite word. In his whole book, Jesus is just going everywhere, doing everything immediately. Euthus means immediately, so I'm just going to take that little note here. And let's give it a little bit of comparison here by using the Pigma Micron. These are usually considered the state-of-the-art in terms of Bible writing, so I'm going to put euthus equals immediately. And let's check to see what kind of bleed through we have on the Pitt Minion. The Pitt Minion does not have very thick paper at all. And I can tell that both of them have writing. Yeah, so it's not perfect. Mr. Pen Bible pens do say specifically that they don't have bleed through, but that's probably due to the very thin paper here. So I can definitely see the blue. I can also see the black from the Pitt Minion, but part of that is basically due to the impression of the pen on the paper. Alright, so let's go ahead and underline something else. I'm going to try the purple. I'm going to circle the word made, because Jesus made his disciples get into the boat. And let's go ahead and box the word disciples in pink, just to give ourselves something to look at here. See if we can get that focused in. And turning the page, the Pitt Minion. The pink performed very well, as did the purple, but notice that in this case this was in the margin, whereas the other stuff was behind some text. So when it's behind text, it does conceal it pretty well, even though this is some pretty thin Pitt Minion paper. Alright, so let's put that one aside. Let's go ahead and get out the Journal of the Word, New King James Reference Edition. Excellent Bible. See my previous video for more on this. And we're going to do the same thing here. So what did we do? We underlined the word immediately in the blue Mr. Pen non-bleed. I wrote the Greek word euthus. And then in my Pigma Micron, I wrote the interpretation immediately. And what else did I do? I think I boxed something. Oh, I circled something and boxed something. Circle the word disciples. And let's box the word made. I think I got that backwards from the previous and the Pitt Minion. But let's go ahead and turn the page here. What do we see? Alright, so again, a little impression in the blank spots. You can see that right there. But in terms of that which is already on the page, I can't see much. I can't see much in either the purple or the pink. Yeah, not really much at all. This paper is a little bit better for journaling. Again, I can just see the impression of the pen, but I'm not seeing any color. So okay, so Mr. Pen is performing pretty well. And this Bible that is meant for journaling. So this paper here is meant to receive a little bit more ink. It's a little bit thicker than the Pitt Minion, so I'm going to score that an excellent. Good job, Mr. Pen, Bible pens on the journaling paper. We'll set that one away. Let's get out the, this is the Crossway Heirloom Wide Margin Edition in the ESV. This is now my main go-to in church. I've been using this one quite regularly in my preaching. If you watch any of my preaching videos, Gospel Fellowship PCA north of Pittsburgh, let's go ahead and we'll do the same function here. We're going to underline the word immediately. We're going to write our marginal note, euthus. And we're going to translate that as immediately with the pygmamicron. And then we're going to do the same drill. Circle made. Box disciples. Whoops, I used the blue instead of the pen. We'll have to do boat instead. Let's box the word boat. Getting a little bit too creative there for my liking, but hey, let's turn the page. Okay, alright, once again, we're seeing about the same results. Now the blue, I do see some coloration here, and I'm going to say that that's more than the pygmamicron in black. So the pygmamicron is winning against the blue, but when it comes to text on text, I'm not seeing much working through there at all. I don't really love this paper, by the way, in the Heirloom Wide Margin Edition. I tolerate it because it gives me great wide margins, and the Bible is light enough to carry and to preach. The paper is not my favorite, but you got to give and take somewhere, right? You can't have everything you want. Now let's get out the granddaddy. This is the best Bible paper in the world, in my opinion. This is the Cambridge Wide Margin Edition. Probably the best Bible paper I've seen anywhere in my entire life. And once again, we're going to underline the word immediately. We'll write our marginal note, euthus. We'll translate that in black with the pygmamicron. And we'll do our circle and our box. Alright, let's have a look on the back of this paper. Still seeing a little bit of blue. Not much from the pygmamicron. And honestly, I can't even tell where I did the other stuff. There it is. Yeah, pretty much nothing. So it could have to do with the color of these the pens here. Certain colors bleed through more than other colors, and I can't exactly explain why that is, other than that certain inks must have different properties. So I'm going to turn to a nondescript page here. I'm just going to turn to the concordance, and I'm going to do a little more testing of these Mr. Pens. And I'm just going to write the color of each one. Let's just go black. Well, I'll write the name so I remember which pen this is. Mr. Pen in black. Mr. Pen in purple. Mr. Pen in pink. Mr. Pen in green. And Mr. Pen in orange. There's nothing on the back side of this margin, so what we get is what we get. Total see-through. See the impressions of each. I can see the color of each, and I would ironically grade the black as the best. I'm not sure why that is. Usually black is not that great. The orange is fairly, I could easily overlook that orange. I'm not sure what if the pink is all that great or not. Here's this blue one. I was having trouble with this blue one, so I'm going to try this. Mr. Pen. And blue. Huh. Well, they're all good. I'd say they're all good, not great. There's no true bleed through. It's more see-through, so let's make a distinction there. Bleed through would be more like a marker or a highlighter when it actually absorbs through to the other side of the page. Whereas see-through more has to do with the thinness of Bible paper in general, although the Cambridge Wide Margin has about as thick of paper as you're going to get in any real Bible. The Bible's a big, big book, so they got to make the pages relatively thin. Overall, I'd say this is really good stuff. So where the real payoff is when you're writing in somewhere where there's already writing behind it. So if I were to go ahead and highlight something here, let's go ahead and just underline a few things for testing purposes. Just underlining in different colors where text already exists. Flip this over and have a look-see. Yeah, I mean, I can see it, but it's not bad. It's not bad. All right, so there's your Mr. Pens. I think these are pretty cool. I like the fact that they market to Bible users. In fact, on the packaging and on the website, it specifically says for use in Bibles with little bleed through. So as for truth in advertising, absolutely, they do not bleed through. They do see through, they do show through a bit, but no bleeding through. So if you're underlining or highlighting where there's already text, you're probably going to be good with very little problem. If you're writing in margins where there's nothing that is there, you're probably going to get the same or better as other high quality pens. So I give them an A-, B+. Alright, if you're interested in these, I'm going to post a link in the description of this video so you can go over to Amazon and grab them for yourself. Thanks for checking in. Talk to you later.